The crystal chandelier cast judgmental shadows across our family's mahogany dining table as my father delivered his annual assessment of his children's achievements. The same ritual, the same dining room, the same disappointment, at least in my case. Alexandra, he began, swirling his 20-year-old scotch, continues to embarrass the Mitchell name with her. What are you calling it now? Tech startup. I took a careful sip of wine, thinking about the documents waiting on my desk at Phoenix Technologies, the company I'd built into a $5 billion enterprise while they thought I was playing entrepreneur in some garage. It's a software company, father, I replied quietly. We develop business solutions. My brother Thomas snorted into his foie gras. As CFO of Mitchell Industries, he considered anything outside our family's manufacturing empire beneath contempt. Solutions? The only solution you need is to come work for Dad. Stop this ridiculous venture. Speaking of ventures, my sister Victoria chimed in, adjusting her Van Cleef and Arpels necklace, a small bonus from her CEO position. We just closed another acquisition. $10 billion in revenue last quarter. Mother beamed at her perfect children, then turned her carefully curated concern my way. Darling, when will you grow up? This tech fantasy of yours. It's becoming embarrassing. Faye only knew. Phoenix Technologies had just been named the most innovative company in the country. Our software ran everything from manufacturing plants to global supply chains, including, though they didn't know it yet, most of their competitors' operations. Alexandra, father set down his glass, his voice carrying the weight of generations of Mitchell success. You're 30 years old. Time to stop this foolishness. Mitchell Industries is your legacy. I thought about tomorrow's meeting, the one where Mitchell Industries would beg for a merger with Phoenix Technologies, not knowing they were pleading with their own disappointment of a daughter. Actually, I said carefully, my company is doing quite well. Company? Thomas laughed. You mean your little coding project? How many employees do you even have? 5. Try 5,000. With offices in 12 countries. Something like that, I murmured, checking my phone. Another message from my executive team. All set for tomorrow, Ms. Mitchell. The contracts are ready. Well, Victoria straightened importantly. While you're playing with computers, we're about to close the biggest deal in Mitchell Industries history. The merger with Phoenix Technologies will revolutionize everything. I nearly choked on my wine. You're merging with Phoenix Technologies? Trying to, father corrected. Their CEO is difficult to reach. Very private. But they have software we need. The whole industry runs on their systems now. My systems. The ones I developed while they were busy dismissing my tech fantasy. The board meets tomorrow, Thomas added. Once we convince their CEO, Mitchell Industries will control the most advanced manufacturing technology in the world. If they only knew that technology already belonged to the daughter they'd written off as a disappointment. Speaking of tomorrow, Mother dabbed her lips with a monogrammed napkin. We're having a family breakfast before the meeting. But perhaps, Alexandra, given the sensitive nature of the discussions, I shouldn't come? I finished for her. Don't worry, Mother. I have an early meeting anyway. Yes, father's voice dripped with sarcasm. Wouldn't want to keep your 5 employees waiting. My phone buzzed again, the family group chat lighting up. Thomas, tomorrow we show Phoenix Technologies real power. Victoria, can't wait to meet their mysterious father. Time to bring them into the Mitchell empire. Mother, family breakfast at 7. Important members only. I stood gathering my things. The Chanel suit I wore probably cost more than Thomas's first car, not that they'd notice. To them I was still the family failure, the tech dreamer, the disappointment. Leaving so soon? Victoria's perfectly plucked eyebrows rose. Hot date with a computer? Something like that, I smiled, thinking of the contracts waiting in my real office, the ones that would give Phoenix Technologies controlling interest in Mitchell Industries, the ones that would make me their boss. As I reached the door, father's voice stopped me. Alexandra, what a disappointment you've turned out to be. I paused, hand on the doorknob. We'll see about that, father. We'll see. The drive home to my penthouse apartment, paid for with the billions they thought I'd never earn, was quiet. My phone kept buzzing with messages from my executive team. Press release prepared. Board votes confirmed. Legal team in position. Everything ready for tomorrow, CEO. Tomorrow. when they'd learn that the daughter they'd dismissed as a disappointment was the mysterious CEO they so desperately needed to impress. When they'd discover that their legacy now depended on my signature. Sometimes the best revenge isn't proving people wrong, it's letting them prove themselves wrong first. The next morning I arrived at Phoenix Technologies headquarters at 6:30 a.m. Our building, a gleaming testament to innovation, made Mitchell Industries offices look like relics from another era. Which in many ways they were. "Good morning, Ms. Mitchell," my executive assistant, David, greeted me with a tablet in hand. "Your family just arrived at Mitchell Industries for their pre-merger breakfast. They're quite confident." I smiled, watching the sunrise reflect off our building's smart glass windows, another Phoenix technology. Have they figured out who they're meeting yet? No. They still think A.J. Mitchell is a reclusive male suit. Your brother just posted on LinkedIn about meeting the tech genius behind Phoenix Technologies. The irony was delicious. A.J. Mitchell, Alexandra Jane Mitchell, the daughter they'd labeled a disappointment, had become the mysterious tech mogul they desperately needed to save their company. My phone buzzed with the family group chat. "Thomas, war room assembled. Time to show these tech nerds real business." "Victoria, Dad's wearing his power suit. Phoenix won't know what hit them." "Father, no one refuses a Mitchell. Today we add another company to our empire." "Mother, Alexandra dear, so glad you're not here to complicate things." They only knew. The past 5 years flashed through my mind. While they were busy mocking my coding project, I'd built Phoenix Technologies into a global powerhouse. Our software didn't just run manufacturing plants, it revolutionized them. Every major industry relied on our systems. But more importantly, I'd been quietly acquiring Mitchell Industries stock through a labyrinth of shell companies. The disappointment they dismissed now owned 54% of their company. "Ms. Mitchell." David interrupted my thoughts. "The board members have arrived. And your brother just tweeted about showing Silicon Valley how real business is done." I adjusted my Tom Ford suit. No more embarrassing clothes they used to criticize. Real business? Well, let's show them exactly how it's done. At 8:45, my chief legal officer, Sarah Chin, entered my office. "Everything's in place, Alexandra. The moment you walk into that meeting, our ownership of Mitchell Industries becomes public. Their board is already assembled. How long until they realize?" "Minutes, maybe seconds. Your sister's been bragging about this merger all week. When the press release hits." Another buzz from my phone. "Thomas, T-15 minutes until we conquer Phoenix." "Victoria, hope the CEO is ready to bow to Mitchell power." "Father, time to show them what real business looks like." "Mother, such an important day for our real business leaders." I checked my reflection in the floor-to-ceiling windows. The daughter they'd called a disappointment now graced the covers of tech magazines. The embarrassing one had become a business icon. The failure had built something beyond their comprehension. "It's time," I said to Sarah. "Let's redefine disappointment." The drive to Mitchell Industries took exactly 12 minutes. As my car pulled up, the press release went live. Breaking: Phoenix Technologies reveals majority ownership of Mitchell Industries. Mystery CEO A.J. Mitchell finally revealed. Family drama: dismissed daughter now controls family empire. Then came the family messages. "Thomas, what the hell?" "Victoria, this must be a mistake." "Father, who is A.J. Mitchell?" "Mother, someone explain this now." The Mitchell Industries lobby was chaos. Board members rushed to the emergency meeting while reporters gathered outside, all asking the same question. Who was A.J. Mitchell? Through the glass walls I could see my family huddled in the conference room. Thomas pacing, Victoria frantically texting their lawyers who now worked for me. Father gripping his chair like it might save him from drowning. "Ms. Mitchell," David murmured beside me. "They're ready." I straightened my jacket, thinking of all the times they'd called me a disappointment. Perfect. Time to exceed their expectations. The boardroom fell silent as I pushed open the doors. Victoria's phone clattered to the table. Mother's perfect posture crumpled. Father's face went ashen. "Alexandra," Thomas whispered. What are you doing here?" I walked to the head of the table, setting down my briefcase. "Isn't it obvious? I'm A.J. Mitchell, the CEO you've been so desperate to meet." This is ridiculous, Thomas found his voice first. You run some small tech startup. I pressed a button on the remote, and the room's screens lit up with Phoenix Technologies' empire, our global reach, our revolutionary systems, our market dominance displayed in undeniable detail. Small. I smiled, opening my briefcase. Phoenix Technologies powers 80% of global manufacturing operations. Our software increases efficiency by an average of 300%. And now, I distributed the ownership documents. We own 54% of Mitchell Industries. Father grabbed the papers, his hands trembling. The shell companies, Horizon Tech, Summit Solutions. All Phoenix Technologies subsidiaries, I confirmed. Every system you coveted, every technology you needed, they all belonged to the daughter you called a disappointment. Mother's carefully maintained composure shattered. But, how? When? Remember 5 years ago? When you told me to stop playing with computers. I walked around the table slowly. That same day I launched Phoenix Technologies. Every time you mocked my dreams, dismissed my potential, called me a disappointment, I built something bigger. Something better. The board members were reviewing the numbers with increasing awe. Phoenix Technologies' success was undeniable. Last night, I continued, my voice carrying across the silent room, you had a family dinner to discuss saving Mitchell Industries. A dinner where you called me a disappointment. Well, I gestured to the financial reports now displayed on the screens. Let's discuss disappointment. The board won't accept this, Father declared, but his voice cracked. They already have, said Richard Martinez, their longest-serving board member. We've reviewed Phoenix Technologies' performance, Ms. Mitchell. Your innovations, your market dominance, your vision, it's exactly what Mitchell Industries desperately needs. I clicked through slides showing Phoenix Technologies' achievements. AI-driven manufacturing systems, automated supply chains, revolutionary software that had transformed global industry. While you were clinging to outdated methods, I was revolutionizing manufacturing. While you were mocking my coding project, I was building the future. And while you were calling me a disappointment, I was becoming the most powerful force in the industry. This is revenge. Victoria stood up, her perfect makeup now streaked with tears. You're destroying our family legacy. No, I said calmly. I'm saving it. Mitchell Industries is losing market share, bleeding contracts, and becoming obsolete. Phoenix Technologies isn't just taking over, we're offering salvation. I distributed my restructuring plan. Everyone keeps their jobs, conditionally. Thomas, Victoria, you'll be demoted to department heads where you'll learn modern business practices. Father, you'll transition to an advisory role. And if we refuse? Mother challenged, finding her voice. Then you'll join the long list of companies that failed to adapt. Business is evolution, right? Isn't that what you taught me, Father? The next 4 hours were a blur of signatures, legal proceedings, and stunned silence. By afternoon, Mitchell Industries had officially become a subsidiary of Phoenix Technologies. My family's legacy hadn't been destroyed. It had been transformed into something greater. As the board members filed out, Mother lingered behind. All those times, she said softly. All those times we called you a disappointment. Were fuel, I finished. Every criticism, every mockery, every dismissal, they all built this. 1 year later, I stood in my expanded office, now occupying the top floors of both Phoenix and Mitchell Towers. Thomas had surprisingly thrived in his reduced role, finally learning to value innovation over tradition. Victoria had resigned, unable to adapt to a world where actual ability mattered more than family name. And my parents? They watched from advisory positions as their disappointing daughter transformed their outdated company into a global technology leader. The annual family dinner was tonight. But unlike the past, this one would be different. Ms. Mitchell. David's voice came through the intercom. Your family has arrived. I entered the private dining room where my family waited awkwardly. Today, I announced, we're going to discuss real disappointment, the disappointment of limiting potential, of dismissing dreams, of failing to see the future when it's right in front of you. The dinner that followed was unlike any before. Thomas shared his experiences learning from young tech innovators. Victoria, who had finally returned as a junior project manager, talked about her newfound respect for actual work. Mother and father listened more than they spoke. My phone buzzed with a new family group chat message. Thomas, best decision ever learning from my disappointing sister. Victoria, who knew coding could be more powerful than corner offices? Mother, so proud of all my children, especially the one we almost lost. Father, you didn't disappoint us, Alexandra. We disappointed ourselves. I smiled, remembering all those painful dinners, all those dismissive comments. Sometimes the best revenge isn't proving someone wrong. It's proving yourself so right that they have no choice but to acknowledge it. Through my office windows, I could see our software at work. Every manufacturing plant, every supply chain, every operation running smoothly under Phoenix Technology systems. The disappointing daughter now controlled global industry. The failure had become the future. Ms. Mitchell. David appeared at my door. Your 3 p.m. is here. The team's ready to present the next phase of technological innovation. I gathered my files, straightening my suit, and headed for the door. Because success isn't just about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right, every single day. And sometimes, the greatest victory isn't in taking over a family company. It's in transforming it into something that makes everyone question their definition of disappointment. After all, I wasn't just their daughter anymore. I was their CEO, their salvation, and their lesson in misjudgment all rolled into one. And that was worth more than any approval they could have offered. As I walked past the old Mitchell Industries logo, now replaced with Phoenix Technologies emblem, I spotted a plaque they'd hung years ago. Success is measured by living up to expectations, it read. I'd ordered a new one to replace it tomorrow. Success is measured by exceeding them. My phone buzzed one final time, a message from father. Had dinner with an old business friend today. He asked how I raised such a brilliant daughter. For the first time I told him the truth, that I didn't. You raised yourself despite us. And that's what makes you extraordinary. Sometimes the best response to what a disappointment is becoming what they never expected you could be.